on this computer.
Oh,
Okay,
we just got a few little things. So
we are official. So there's
let
a,
me share my screen and we'll crank through this.
yes, this is November 8th, 2021, the day after the US has a time change. And so we probably have a small team because of that. Thank you for those of you who remembered.
Also a long weekend here.
Oh, you got a long weekend? Nice.
Well, are you celebrating Diwali?
Yeah, right. Yes, like
much
almost done. So like kind of a long weekend. It was on Thursday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, such a fun holiday. We went to India during Diwali. It was fun.
So just a couple things here. We need a Visionary Summit's coming up right around the corner. We need to start recording. So may need some help with it. I think we have 5 sessions that need to be recorded. Is that correct, Tracy? Or is it?
Yeah, I'll reach out to everybody who signed up and get it scheduled.
Okay, perfect. Tracy.
I'm adding notes, Steve.
Not in the same doc.
Oh, really? General community meeting?
Reach out.
We're in a reach out meeting.
It was last week.
Oh, no wonder this is not okay.
All right, then on the governance board, you're sending out the votes this week? Or did you already do that?
I have not done that. I have to look at the schedule. There was supposed to be a period of time that we allowed everybody to look at things and look at the nominations. So as soon as that date comes up, it's on my calendar, I'll push it out.
Okay. And I know we've had some podcasts going out and worked on. And Sasha, was there a office hours on Friday?
I don't know, because I couldn't join either because I was traveling. I was up country in Johannesburg. So I had to bail, unfortunately, because of catching public transport. So I'm not too sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there was one.
I think there was one. Yeah, I think there was one scheduled on definitely on the calendar, and I think Sergio and Sam might have. They probably just did something.
So on that note too, Sam asked me to find out what it took to get accepted for a speaking position at the at KubeCon Spain, which Steve and I are kind of thinking about we might go. And Sasha, so what they want to see is talks around open source projects. They're open source projects. Now we have, Sasha, you have a fairly tight diagram that includes events, Ortelius, Argo, and Captain. I am thinking that we, if we want to submit talks as a kind of as a group, that we might look at Sasha, you and I don't know if I think that they're going to allow us to still do virtual. I would say, Sasha, you should do a talk on the whole diagram.
Okay.
And then
in Spanish.
Sure. And then I'm feeling like we could do an Argo integration talk and a Captain integration talk. So take that whole picture and then boil it down to just the Argo pieces and just the Captain pieces, and then do one that's an overall broader picture. We have to get this stuff submitted. I think December 17th is the final date. But I feel like if we came up with 3 talks with Argo, one with Captain, I'm thinking the Captain one. She told me that if you do a talk on one of the smaller projects, it's more likely to get accepted because not a lot of people, do talks on the smaller projects. But I think we could do Argo, Captain, and then our full event-driven pipeline with Argo and Captain, and I'm sure that those will get. I'm out of those 3, we should be able to get one.
That sounds like fun. Am I doing it with other people, like as a team?
Well, you would have to write yours. Probably, well, yeah, you could, but you would do your talk independently.
Are we doing like we kind of combining it as Ortelius, right? As a team. in
Yes, that
sense?
whole map, that whole architecture map that you have.
Yeah.
We need to have you do it anyway. So
Yeah,
it-
exactly.
we should do a webinar or something, but
Cool.
we could certainly submit that talk for the Spain event, and then
I'll make
have
them
somebody else take Argo and somebody else take Captain.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Break it down into those pieces because they're all very much. There's a lot to say about each piece.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
that's what I'm thinking. And she said she thought, and I kind of ran that by her, and she said those are the kind of talks they're going to look for.
Sounds good to me.
Who did you
I'll be
talk to?
Priyanka, the executive
Oh,
director. She knows. She definitely knows. So that's that was my feedback from the our time at the Linux Membership Summit. On another note, doesn't really impact this open source, but Deploy Hub has decided to move out of the CD Foundation, and we're going to move into the Open Source Security Foundation. And the reasons why has a lot to do with the fact that our dependency mapping and the way we're managing the logical view of the application and BOM reports, it seems to be more of a discussion there. So we're going to go test the water there. Once we get our governing board in place, the governing board can make a decision if they want to try to move the open source project over to that new organization. The good thing about the new organization is they've gotten $10 million in investment in that open source organization. So they have a lot more money to spend, and it should be an interesting time for building out security tooling. So Deploy Hub, as of January 1st, we're gonna switch from the CD Foundation to the Open Source Foundation. But Ortelius for now will still be at the CD Foundation. And Steve and I will,
Interesting.
Steve and I will still be working with the folks from the CD Foundation around the events SIG, because that's kind of an important SIG for us to be working with. But we're going to test the water over at the OS Security Foundation this coming year. There's a big Tecton project that's moved over there as well, all around security.
I think the whole buzz is around supply chains, and so supply chains have to deal with when you build your code, signing it and kind of certifying that that is actually the real code that is being built, and you have a way to audit it. And it has a lot of it is around the dependency management, and which fits into the dependency management that we have going on in Ortelius and Deploy Hub. So that's kind of why it kind of fit over there, and we're going to take a look.
This is a new foundation. The executive director used to be the executive director of Hyperledger. And has a lot of money and interest in it, and they don't have a whole lot of open source projects. So, the governing board may decide that they want to move it over, but that won't be something that Steve and I make a decision about. But we can test the water, so we can give you feedback of what that organization's like.
What is a website we can go check out?
Yeah, it is. Look at Open Source Security Foundation. Let's see if it comes up.
Open SS.
OSS, like that.
Yeah, OSSF.
Open SSF.
Ooh, why does this sound so familiar?
I don't know. Do you know Dan Lorick? He was from
That's-
Google on the TOC for the CD Foundation.
Yeah, I saw that name. Yeah, he would do like the newsletter stuff, right, when we were in meetings and stuff.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
The updates. Yeah.
He's been heavily involved from the service, the supply chain side of things. So he and a few other folks from Google have been working with some of the security side. And for what we understand is basically like the last year, the foundation, there really wasn't a foundation, it was just a group.
It's a project.
Yeah, it was kind of like a set of best practice projects, and now they were able to officially form the security foundation. So that's where then they got some big players in it. If you look at the tier 1 members.
Yeah, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm
8,
looking
9,
at the
10, 11,
membership tier.
12.
I'm looking at the membership tier.
Yeah.
They have
And
8.
I'm like-
They have 18 premier members. That's why they have so much money in that group.
I would need to win some of the US lotto. Yeah. to take that.
Yeah. I mean, they've got AWS, they've got Dell, they've got Ericsson. So Ericsson's a really important one because the Ericsson is where Kepton was born. Of course, IBM is there, Google's there, Fidelity's there. GitHub is a major sponsor.
I'm a
As-
massive fan of security. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was-
So you can see why we're looking at jumping over there. There's
Yeah,
a
I
lot
can
more
see
energy
why.
there.
Yeah.
And if we look at their projects,
If you go to the GitHub repo, it's mostly best practice SIGs. They don't really have any coding projects yet, but I believe that's going to be coming soon. JFrog is announcing a new project soon that they're trying to find a home for.
This looks cool, eh?
yep. So we might
That-
be, so like I say, in December, once you guys start talking, that'll have to be a decision from the open source community. But if the thing is, if the OpenSSF took us in as an incubating project, I think we should do it. But if they brought us in as a sandbox, we should stay as an incubating project at the CD Foundation. And that's
Yeah,
really
that
what
makes
will
sense.
determine it. Yeah,
Yeah, that makes
So-
sense.
that's something to think about for next year.
Yeah, because they're missing an alien T-shirt in their shop. So
They so are. They are so missing. They don't have any. They have no reason to have swag, really. Because
I don't know about this duck with a shield. Eh?
I don't either. I don't either. But that's okay.
They say I didn't got my sticker.
Yeah, they also, they need some
So-
alien, man.
So poke around in that. Some other things. Last thing is Hacktoberfest. Tracy ended up getting the most PRs. I think it ended up being, what did I tell you, like 9 and then I think 11. And then Karam and Utkarsh had 7 each. So thank you everybody for working on that. Now, Sasha, that doesn't mean you're off the hook just because the month's over. We have to finish wrapping up your diagram.
My life just went mental at work and like trying to get to up country. Yeah, sorry.
No, no
I
worries.
No worries.
I ran out of time. Sorry, guys.
No problem. We'll keep plugging away at it and get that published as part of the documentation.
Yeah, and I still have
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of. I still have a lot of documentation. I'm hoping this week we can get this stuff finalized and make it production.
I'm focusing on the installer this week, so we get that part figured out.
Did you get my changes done?
Yes.
Okay.
So your changes are done. Just need to get the installer figured out, and that will be help with Brad and Ben and Amit from the Australia group.
Okay.
Getting that sorted out. But that's like the last big thing is the installer piece, and then just wrapping up all the documentation.
Yep.
Documentation goes quick once you have the code written. So
It
that's
does.
kind of like where we're at. Anybody else have anything?
Regarding Hacktoberfest, should we publish any stats on our website? Like how
That's
many
a good
PRs got
idea.
accepted? Any PR, how many PRs got accepted? I can create a quick, banner on Canva.
Yeah. Tracy, where should we put that on the front homepage? Like, announce who were our Hacktoberfest winners.
I think we should do probably a news blog.
Yeah, something like that. Not the winners are not important. Like how many PRs got accepted, something like that. That would be more important for the
Yeah.
project.
Do you want to write that, Crum?
Okay, no, I will do that. So on the blog, right? Or
Yeah, put
Yeah,
it in
put it in the news
blog.
blogs. Put it in the news blogs, then I'll push it out through Hootsuite.
And I did, the CD Foundation did ask who our top 3 were. So I passed that off over, like November 1st. So they're going to be social media doing announcements from the CD Foundation side as well.
cool.
So that should be coming out, or you should see stuff floating around that.
All right.
Nice, guys. Karam, you can wear your Manchester United t-shirt. Sorry.
And plant a tree. You can plant a tree too.
Yeah. So what will happen is, I remember last year it took a little bit for DigitalOcean to get everything sorted out just because of sheer volume that they have. But you should keep an eye on your DigitalOcean account, and what will happen is they will say you've successfully completed, and you can choose to get a t-shirt, plant a tree. Like what we did for our side was we actually got a t-shirt and then we paid to plant like a dozen trees or something like that as a donation. So just some options out there, just to let you guys know.
Yeah, I'm also doing the same thing. Like I've ordered a t-shirt and plant a couple of trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think was the last thing on the list. Anybody else have anything?
Sergio wants the doc URL in the chat.
Yeah, I got late, so.
Sergio, you're being quiet.
Yeah, I just here I was a little late. I don't want to interrupt. Just wanted to say, Steve, that we need you for the for the access to the link in live. We realized that that's only the owner can like schedule the live transmission, but we
really?
can talk. Yeah, I cannot even with admin like privilege on Ortelius. I can post and do stuff like that, but I cannot like start the live. It's super weird. It's like a total different implementation from LinkedIn.
And,
But
do you know if the Ortelius Gmail account is the owner, or if like Tracy or myself is the owner?
I don't know, but I only got an URL that is the dashboard from live stream. When I enter to that URL, I am with my account, and I don't know how to enter to that URL like with Ortelius like ownership.
So you're talking about LinkedIn live stream?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
weird because I thought I made you an administrator to that.
Well,
yeah, I can admin Ortelius, but I cannot start the stream. It's super weird. I don't know. I don't really like.
Well, it was weird because they don't let you do a page. They only let you do a person. So I guess I'll just have to give you access to my account.
Well, that's why I was curious if it's the Ortelius user ID. So Ortelius has a Gmail account that we use for like YouTube.
Yeah.
and I can send you the password to that, or I think I may.
Yeah, whenever you think it's better, you can even do a schedule. Like you can schedule, and we can join that. And when you schedule, he give you an URL of the server and a stream key. So even you can do it too. So you can do the scheduling, give me the access to the stream, and I can just send the streaming at the moment.
Got it.
That we have that option. You can give me the account that sometimes, I don't know, scare me getting all the access, but we can try to do that about like just sending me the schedule and the access. We can try both, okay? Just
Yeah,
that we
let me,
can do offline.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what, it'll be
So
interesting
right
to
now,
try to
Steve,
figure out.
yeah, so right now, Steve, I never added Ortelius in my in the Ortelius page as an administrator. And when I had to sign up for LinkedIn Live, you can't do it through a group or a page. You have to do it or a company. You have to do it through an individual.
Mm,
So I think
Yeah.
what he's running into is he can't log into me to start the LinkedIn Live because it's off of my account.
Yeah,
right.
the live is like the owner of the account. It's like it's personal.
Yes.
Why do they make this
Yeah.
stuff so difficult?
Yeah, it's super hard to send to LinkedIn.
So what I think I'll do is add, I wonder if I can add the Ortelius email address to my account, which means you could get into my account. What I mean, I trust that you're not going to go post some weird stuff about me on my own account. But I think that's what we'll have to do. I'll have to have one of you, I'll give one of you access to that. Unless you tell me when I'm supposed to start it, and then I add it to my calendar to make sure I'm starting it. But you guys are doing it at some early hours, right?
Yeah, this week we are going to do again a Hello World because we didn't do all the validation. We couldn't start the stream, so we haven't do the Hello World correctly. So I think this week is good if we send you the schedule.
Okay.
You can do the schedule on
Yep.
on the Ortelius side.
Okay.
And send me the URL and stream key and try again. I think we can go.
Well, why don't we test it
step by step.
beforehand? Why don't you and I just get on a call and test it beforehand?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get
Okay.
out. Don't take it time on this meeting, and like schedule like one meeting outside and do a little test. Yeah.
Okay, you want to try? Wow, we already have a meeting tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's try. What time is it there for you?
Is 12 p.m.
Oh, so you're in the early after. You're just okay. Could you do it at 12 o'clock my time, which is what? That's 4 hours from now. It's like in the afternoon for you.
Just send me the invite, and I can do like a new proposal on that if I could.
Work on TOC PowerPoint and email for November 23rd meeting. Oh, okay. Yeah. So do you have time this afternoon then?
Yes.
What time would be good for you? I've got stuff to work on on PowerPoint stuff from 12 to 2:30 my time, so you can bug me anytime then.
Yeah, from here I am available like for 2 more hours, if that works with.
I have the CD. Yeah, I can do it directly after this.
Okay.
Just hang on. Just hang on now. Then I'm
Okay.
gonna.
Yeah.
I need to take a quick break, and then I'll be back. Don't drop off.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And Tracy, why don't you stop recording? You'll have a bunch of